Families across the Miami Valley reunited today after the terror in Boston. Our Elise Coulter is live to show us an Oakwood Families reunion that felt more like a reprieve. Elise?
Jack, Amy and her family met here at the Dayton International Airport just a few hours ago. Now, Amy and her mother returned from Boston to an anxious family waiting for them to step off the plane and into their arms. Amy and her mother were escorted from the gate by her two daughters and niece and rushed into the arms of her husband and father.
I was so scared for her and my grandma and my Uncle Dave. It was so scary.
But just 24 hours before they landed at Dayton International Airport, Amy crossed the finish line in her first ever Boston Marathon.
And I came to the finish. I was finally got my camera out and took a few pictures and a little bit of video. Went through the finish, and the guy was in the middle of the road saying, "Welcome back to Boston."
And it's that moment she heard and saw the first explosion.
It sounded like a big cannon going off. And I turned to look to see where I was going, and I grabbed my bags, and then it was only seconds later when there was another explosion.
And as all the chaos on Boston streets was going on, Amy ran down a side street and climbed a barricade to get out of the area, all the while knowing her family was near the finish line waiting for her.
I knew my mom would possibly be in the area waiting on me, or my brother, or my nephew. And that's all I could think about was, my family.
Luckily, her family was able to get away from the blast, and they eventually met up and walked back to their hotel room.
After we got back to the hotel room, we stayed inside and just watched the whole thing unfold on television. It's very, very sad and very sobering.
And sobering for her family, who were thankful she and her mother were alive and able to walk out of the airport and go home.
I was so relieved. I'm like, thank goodness you're here. I love you so much.
Amy's family very relieved to see Amy and her mother tonight. Now, Amy told me this was her very first Boston Marathon, and when asked if she would ever return, she told me it was too soon to think about it. For now, reporting live at the Dayton International Airport, Elise Coulter, ABC 22 News.